10. Jersey Devil. The tales surrounding the Jersey Devil of New Jersey have been circulating since the 19th century, so it could have been easier to think of this creature as more of a myth than of an unidentified creature. But then hundreds of people in New Jersey began to report seeing the creature well into the 2000s, and the overwhelming majority of the reports gave the same description: a creature with hooves, a horse's head, and bat wings. What's more is that many unusual footprints and sounds have been discovered that people attribute to the creature. 9. Black Panthers. Okay, a panther of any kind is not really an unidentified creature. Whether it's a jaguar, a leopard or a cougar, we all know that panthers obviously exist. Except in Illinois, there have been numerous sightings of a large black panther. And no big cats live in the Illinois area at all. But until we can capture one, we'll never know if these black panthers in Illinois are myth or fact. 8. Farmer City Monster. Also spotted numerous times in Illinois is a creature known as the Farmer City Monster, which lurked in the woods of Illinois. There were so many reports of people who spotted the creature, who all noted glowing eyes, that a police investigation was tasked with tracking down the creature. The last sighting was in late 1970, where a driver claimed it ran across the road in front of his truck's headlights. 7. Kokomo Monster. The Kokomo Monster has been described as 8 feet tall with white fur and 3 toes. There have been so many sightings of the Kokomo Monster in the Midwest throughout the 1970s to the 2000s, that a police investigation was launched to find the creature, but it was never actually found by the police. Nonetheless, more sightings by people continued. 6. Poplik Monster. The Poplik Monster is infamously claimed to be a mix of a human and a goat. Sounds sketchy, doesn't it? But there have been too many sightings of this half-human, half-goat creature to dismiss it entirely. It's also been claimed that the Poplik Monster has killed many people, and indeed, numerous people have gone missing that have also been attributed to the Poplik Monster. For now, it remains classified as an unidentified creature. 5. Flatwoods Creature. The Flatwoods Creature was discovered in West Virginia, in 1952. It was reported to stand 10 feet tall with a weirdly shaped head and bulgy eyes, green body and having very long claws. The creature was even thought by some to be an alien, but remains unidentified to this day, and no more sightings have been reported. 4. Lake Michigan Monster. If you're sketchy of the Loch Ness Monster, then you may be sketchy of the Lake Michigan Monster, too. The Lake Michigan Monster was reported as being over 50 feet in overall length, with a long neck, gray scales and a small head. There have also been numerous reports of the loud, roaring sounds it makes. What puts this creature so high on the list is the story of a fisherman who claimed that the creature came within 20 feet of his boat. He was able to give an extremely detailed description and drawing of the creature, that matched many other sightings as well. 3. Lizard Man. Sightings of a lizard man in the deep south of the USA, especially in the swamps of South Carolina, have been reported ever since the 1980s to the present day, and the overwhelming majority of the sightings match the description of a 7-foot-tall creature, with green skin and 3 fingers. Witnesses claimed that the creature heavily damaged their vehicles and escaped by walking on walls and buildings, and one family even claimed they saw the creature in their backyard. The lizard man remains one of the most fascinating unidentified creatures to this day, with too many consistent sightings and evidence of tracks and destroyed vehicles to discount the creature as not being worthy of an investigation. 2. Canveyland Monster. The Canveyland Monster was a carcass that washed up on shores of England in late 1954. A year later, a second very similar carcass rolled up on England's shores as well. Both carcasses were reported as being roughly 2 feet long with thick skin, gills and bulging eyes without forelimbs. However, the back legs were reported as resembling a horse with 5 toes. Both carcasses also reportedly weighed 20 to 25 pounds. A photograph was also taken of one carcass that has been thoroughly studied even today, But no conclusion has been reached as to what the creature in the photograph was. Unfortunately, both carcasses were cremated before any more investigating could be done into what the creatures were. To date, there are no known animals or creatures that resemble the Canvilan monster in any way, shape or form. Also to date, no other similar carcasses have washed up on shore anywhere in the world, at least as far as we know of. 1. Montauk Monster. The carcass of the Montauk Monster famously rolled up on the shores of New York, in July of 2008, and has generated perhaps the highest level of controversy, at least in recent times, of any identified creature. The dead creature was discovered by 4 surfers on the beach, who took a picture and instantly made headlines. Many scientists initially believed it to be the carcass of a decomposed raccoon, but the back legs have been found to be too disproportionate to the body. Other theories about it included being a mutated specimen from the nearby Plum Island Animal Disease Center. In 2011 and 2012, 2 more eerily similar carcasses washed up on the shores of New York as well, but all 3 still remain unidentified. It is unknown what has happened to the original carcass, but in many aspects, the Montauk Monster could be considered to be a modern-day Canviland monster on terms of how the carcasses of both washed up on the beach and immediately generated controversy.